Hi everyone. I'm happy Thanksgiving. I'm ready to Herlene's the first one on. I'm ready to make the pumpkin cheesecake in front of you. I've got most of the prep work done. I've already got the crust into the food processor right now, ready to mix it. And then I'm going to be making the yeah, I thought I would do it in front of you. Hi, good to see you. Hi Alexis. Good to see everybody in here. I thought I would make the pumpkin cheesecake in front of you instead of having it already done, so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing the crust in the. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to all of you too. Oh, I am excited to do it because this will be the first for me. This is something I've never made before, so we'll see how it's going to turn out. And gotta get my spatula out here. And I'm curious too to see how it's going to. But first, as you can see, I've got everything in the food pot, and I'll tell you what I have in the food processor. I have 1.5 cups of raw almonds. Now she soaked hers and then she dehydrated them. Well, I don't have a dehydrator, so I didn't soak mine. But it's not, you don't have to do that. 2 tablespoons of shredded coconut, which I have the unsweetened shredded coconut. 3/4 cup of pitted dates. I have just enough dates for that. 1/3 cup of dried organic cranberries. I have cranberries that are not organic, but I just went and used them anyway. A dash of Himalayan salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla powder or extract, which I have the non-alcoholic vanilla, so I use that, and a tablespoon of coconut oil. As you can see, the white here's the coconut oil. That didn't have to be melted. What goes into the filling will have to be. So here goes nothing. And by the way, this is a new food processor because I found the other one and was starting to lag and it wasn't doing as good a job for me as this one is. So I got a different food processor. Paid a little bit more, but it's a better one. Hi, good to see you, Richard. You're going to get to watch me make the crust in the food processor. Okay, I'm going to do this puree. We're going to see how well this is going to work. Check and see. Got one stuck up in here that didn't get out, but that's all right. I'll just see if this is going to be hold together enough. It's getting close, but I'm going to have to mix it a little bit more because I want it to be like a graham cracker crust where it holds together. And sometimes you have to mix it a little longer for it to do that. So let me mix it a little bit longer. Should be good enough. See if it holds together. Yes, see, it's curly and it holds together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in my in my pan because you want it to hold together. I'm going to take it out of here and I'm going to press it into the pan, and I don't have to remove my blade. And this is a new pan. I just bought this today. So maybe I better take the blade out to get the bottom of it. There you go. And then I'll just take it and press it into the pie pan. Welcome to all those coming in. If I don't see and didn't say hi to you, it's because I was busy. But okay, now you can see that I'm pressing this into the pan. You want to make sure you press it down real good. And the filling I'm going to make in the Vitamix. Hi Stacy, I see that you came in for my pumpkin cheesecake. It's going to be a whole new thing for me. Here you can see what the crust looks like. And I'm going to wash my hands. And pardon the mess I've made. I've got to clean it up. That's easy to do. When you cook, you make a mess all the time. I'll just stick this back for now, and I'll wash it later. And then I got to get my Vitamix out so I can. And I've got everything done for the Vitamix that I need to do. Okay, and I will give you the recipe as I go along, and I will tell you what's in it. Okay, first of all, it takes a can of the pumpkin puree, which I used a 1/4 cup yesterday for the smoothie, but that won't matter because there's plenty here. Oops. And welcome to all those coming in that are sharing with your followers. If I'm not seeing the comments, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I'm just trying to get this in here. And you can help me along too. If you see bots or anything, take care of them for me. I would appreciate it. Well, I've got quite a few people in here. This is great. Got a little bit on the outside of the thing, and I'll just wipe it off. Okay. Then it also calls for a 1/3 cup of, well, they call for raw honey, but I thought instead of putting raw honey in there, I would put agave nectar to keep it vegan. So here goes the agave nectar, and that's quite a bit, 1/3 of a cup, but I measured it out and then put it in this container. And this is just the regular agave nectar. I have both this and the blue raw, but I've just, and agave nectar is supposed to be real good for you. Okay. Then it calls for 1 cup of melted coconut oil. And I have the refined. I'll just pour that in there. Then it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla powder, vanilla extract. Well, as we all know, I've got the non-alcoholic, so I'll put that in here. And then it calls for, well, it calls for 2 teaspoons of fresh grated ginger, and then it calls for cinnamon, nutmeg. Well, what I did is instead, I just got pumpkin pie spice, and I'll put that there instead. I'll put a teaspoon of that because that has everything in it anyway. And then you need a 1/4 teaspoon of a 1/4 teaspoon of the Himalayan sea salt. And there we go. And that's basically all that goes into the pie filling. Now my thing might sound a little rough, but just it's been sounding rough lately, but it still works. So bear with me until I get this mixed. Better get that down. Basically all I have to do. It's going to be thick. And I'm going to take move this back. And I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to pour this in here. And what you do with this is you put it in the freezer for about, they say an hour or 2, and then after it freezes up, then you put it in the refrigerator for the rest of the time. This actually looks very good, doesn't it? Really looks good. Actually, this pan is a little bit deep for it, but I don't care because this is a copper pan and it's a non-stick, and copper is supposed to be real good. It's kind of hard to get everything out of the blades, but I'm doing the best I can to try to get. But this is basically all that it takes to make this pumpkin cheesecake, and I think it's going to really look good once it's frozen up solid. It's going to look real good. I think I'll get a spoon. Let me go get a spoon. Clean it out a little bit better. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I can't lower it any lower because it'll fall over. The one thing about the Vitamix, it's a very good machine when it comes to getting stuff out from underneath the blades. It's not an easy thing to do sometimes. You just have to get down there and you have to get a spoon in there and get it out, because it likes to stick under the blades. And having a food processor, sometimes it's a little bit better for some things because it doesn't stick to the blade underneath it. So, as you can see, this is going to be a very good pumpkin cheesecake. And if you want the recipe again, I will give it to you. Wow, that does taste good. And make sure, whenever you make a pumpkin cheesecake or pumpkin pie, if you're going to make it yourself, get the pumpkin puree. Do not get the pumpkin that's got all the spices in it, because that's not good. You don't want that. So as you can see, there's what it looks like. And it's going to go into the fact I wait a few minutes until more people come in, then I'll put it in the freezer and have to freeze it up for about 2 hours or so. Oh, what'd you say, Erlene? Oh, you talking back to somebody? Yeah, I decided to use that instead of all the cloves and nutmeg. It saved me some time anyway. And so, as you can see, it didn't really fill it up, but I think it's going to be good. Thank you, Richard, for the super hearts. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah, cloves, I know, cloves aren't good. I know. No, there's no cashews in this one. No cashews at all. Nope. No cashews, which I was kind of surprised. There's no cashews in this, but yet they call this a pumpkin cheesecake. Well, it's a no-bake. It just goes in the freezer for about an hour or two or whatever, and then you put it in the refrigerator. So, as you can see, it didn't turn out too bad. Like I said, this is the first time I'm making this, so it becomes a little bit of trial and error with the fact that you might have to tweak the recipe a little bit to suit yourself. You know, hi, good to see you, Teresa. Welcome. As you can see, there's my pumpkin cheesecake that thank you. Yeah, you made cashew cheese. Oh, yeah. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. You know, you could certainly do that. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome to everybody that's come on. I kind of like the way that the comments scroll up the screen now, because they last a little longer than they did. They scroll up real slow instead of fast, so I can see them a little easier. But you can see this is going to be a very good pumpkin cheesecake. I intend to take it to my son's tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And if any of you are driving for the holiday, please be safe. I have to go 21 miles, and I hope. Oh, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It does sound good, doesn't it? I want everybody to be safe. Well, I don't know about that, Alexis. I'm learning like everybody else. It's just a little bit of trial and error. Like I said, you learn by doing, and if I don't do it, I don't learn it. Great. You know, with that cheesecake I made the other day, feel free to put like blueberries on top, or any other fruit that you have that's frozen. If I had blueberries, but I'd put raspberries on it because that's what it called for. Oh, it's good to see you here live. You don't catch me live very often, Stacy, because you're always missing my scopes. Oh, this is I went to Walmart to get some things, and this is a dress. This is a dress that I wear once in a while to church, so I decided to stick it in instead of a long skirt. Oh, yes, and like I said, being under 200 pounds is really something that I'm really thrilled with, because it took me a long time to get there. You know, I'm not saying that I'm going to stay that way after tomorrow, because my daughter-in-law fixes a lot of food. But, you know, I'm going to enjoy the meal and enjoy the family. Oh, well, that's what everybody keeps telling me. Thank you for that, Stacy. Everybody keeps telling me I do. But, you know, it's hard for me to comprehend exactly how that I look that good, because I can't tell it except in my waistline. Now, this dress was always tight on me before. It's not tight any longer. So it goes to show you that I have lost weight, because I couldn't wear it and get out of my closet. So, yeah, I know. And I was always disappointed because I liked this dress. But when I found out that I couldn't wear it, I was disappointed, and I kept trying. And I put it on this morning. I said, wow, I can wear it. So because I wear either shirts and long skirts to Walmart, or I wear dresses. I just happened to put a dress on today because it was raining, because I didn't want to go down to the floor. Yes, it is. It is the best way to go. A lot of people need to go this way. And unfortunately, a lot of people, it's hard for them to make a change. Now, my daughter-in-law, when she got stage 3 breast cancer back in 2012. That was a wake-up call for her. So they went completely off of meat and didn't haven't eaten meat since. In fact, the kids were more than they were. And so none of them eat meat. So she will have turkey tomorrow. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Welcome. As you can see, I've got this ready to put in the freezer. But she fixes turkey because she has family members on her side that eat turkey. But those that don't, she has a vegan. She also fixes a vegan turkey loaf, which is absolutely delicious. Hi, Alex. Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Here is my pumpkin cheesecake that I just finished. It's got to go into the freezer, but I'm leaving it sit out for everybody so they can see it. Yes, it's very good. It doesn't have cashews in it, though, which I'm surprised. Good to see you, Alex. Long time no see. But I love doing this for other people because I want other people to live healthy, too. And, you know, a lot of people say it's hard to make a change. Yes, it is hard to make a change. It was for me, too. But I decided I have to do it. I had to be motivated enough to make that change and stay with it. Because I was on a yo-yo weight loss thing my whole life. I'd lose some and gain some, lose some and gain some. And I thought, I can't keep doing this anymore. I don't look good. I didn't feel good. Yes, it is hard at first. Believe me, walking past the meat counter was real hard. Because I was so used to picking up meat, you know, hamburger or chicken or whatever. Now, I can go past the meat counter and it doesn't bother me in the least. Not in the least. I can walk right past it and I don't even give it a second look. We don't need that stuff. You don't need the processed foods. There's so many processed foods out there. And it's like I was saying in my scope the other day. You have got to take time and be religious with looking at the labels on the food products that you buy. Because you've got to make sure that they don't have the chemicals in there that are harmful to you. One of them is carrageenan. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for saying that. That's what I'm trying to be. If I can help just one person, that's well worth it for the time I'm taking. Oh, thank you. I'll get some water. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else but I'm here to learn like the rest of you. It took me a while to come on this journey, and I see Nico's in here. Hi, Nico. Good to see you. And when she started doing her health nuggets, and I started learning from her. I started learning from Philip the Overcomer. You know, and I gradually started doing this myself. And to go get off of a cold turkey like I did, because I used to eat cold meat sandwiches and everything now, but I don't do that anymore. Oh yes, so do I. But it's very easy to get on this diet once you've been on it for a while. Like I said, at first it's going to be difficult because you're not used to it. You're used to eating all the wrong foods. But once you've been on this, it's becomes second nature, and it doesn't bother you at all because you walk away from the meat, you walk away from the processed foods and say, I don't need them, you know, and I buy the healthy stuff. I buy what I need to buy. It does. It even looks delicious, doesn't it? It does. It called for honey in it, but I decided to put agave nectar instead of honey because a lot of people question about honey not being vegan. I use honey at a time or two, but I also like agave nectar, which I think is better for you anyway. I guess you could say I did. Yeah, cold tofurkey. You're absolutely right. I did go cold tofurkey, you know, and I think I kind of was impressed with my daughter-in-law too because once she had cancer, she decided to get off of meat too, and she's never looked back. I think she might eat a little bit of turkey tomorrow, but the kids won't touch it. They're completely off of it. So, yes, it is. It is more fun cooking. Now that I have the Vitamix, it's a lot more fun cooking. My food processor, I'm always finding recipes to do. I found this recipe, I think it was day before yesterday on YouTube, and I decided to make it because it was, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Yes, it will. You can't really make that in the food processor. Now the crust, yes. You can make the crust in the food processor fine. Because I found that I tried making the crust in the Vitamix and it was too powerful for it. And it turned it into a date crust. And it was not supposed to be that way. And I thought, I can't use this. So I had to throw it out and start over and put it in the food processor. It was fine. That is fine. But when it comes to the filling, you need to use the Vitamix. Or a high-speed blender. Now, Stacy has a blend tech. It would probably work great in that too. But as always, I'm going to take this recipe. I'm going to post it up on Facebook. I'm going to post the recipe on YouTube with the picture on Facebook of what this looks like. Oh yes, it's a Hamilton Beach. This is a very nice food processor. It's got the different buttons on it, as you can see. I'll hold it close as you can see what buttons it has on it. It even tells you what blade. It's even got a blade on it for shredding and that, and it tells you which one to use for that. Which goes, and I think this is a real nice. It's a little bit more than the other one was, but I think it works so much better, and I'm enjoying using it. And it makes peanut butter so creamy into it. Oh yes, it's really nice. Oh, it's okay, Richard. It's under Karen Watterson. It's under the same name as I have KSW 48 Karen in here, but it's under Karen Watterson because that's my name. So if you go under Karen Watterson, you'll find it there. Oh, good. Oh, thank you. You know something? I enjoy doing them. I post my recipes up on Facebook. There are many people that follow me. If you're not following me on Facebook, my username on Facebook is also Karen Watterson. Follow me there. I post the recipes there along with the picture of what I made, and I post this Periscope video up on YouTube along with the recipe in the description box because people like to write the recipes down so that they can make it themselves. Yeah, I suppose I should have. Yes, I have. I have made cream cheese and that out of cashews already. So it comes out very, very good. I've made cream cheese. I've made cheese sauce. So I've made that out of potatoes and carrots. But that comes out real good too. And I've made vegan butter, which doesn't call for cashews, but it calls for the coconut oil. Now, the coconut oil I used in here, I forgot to mention to you, I used the refined. It's up to you what you want to do. If you want that taste of your coconut in your food, then go ahead and use the unrefined. But I use the refined where they take it all out. So that's what I do. So I think it works better that way because I really don't want the taste of the coconut in this pie, you know. And it took a little bit. It took the shredded coconut and had it in the crust too. And that's which is quite different to have shredded coconut in my crust. But it should be very good. Oh, you did? It's, you know that vegan butter? It tastes just like actual butter you buy in the store. I can't believe how good it really is. The first time I made it, I didn't think I had turmeric. Well, after I made it, I found my turmeric. It was up in the cupboard. It was hiding behind one of my big bottles of olive oil. So I've got two things of turmeric now because I didn't think I had it. So now I've got. But it's always good. I use the turmeric to color it up. But you know, it's a lot of fun to make different foods. They're simple to make, and they're good for me. I know what's in them. I don't have to question what's in them. I don't have to say, well, is this good for me or is it not? You know, that's the thing about making your own. Oh, there's plenty of them to catch up on. I've got probably over 400 or something on YouTube. I've got quite a few videos on YouTube. You know, I've got prophecy. I've got church videos. You don't have to watch those if you don't want to. But I've got prophecy and health, a little bit of health nuggets and the cooking scopes on there. So I post them on YouTube as much as I can to try to get them up there. And I've got them also in playlists too. So it's easier for me to keep track of where they're at. If I need to find something myself, I just go on my playlist and look for it. You know. So this will go under the playlist of desserts because that's exactly. When did I start? You mean on YouTube, or when did I start on Periscope, or when did I start on my vegan thing? Because my vegan thing has only been just a few months. Yes, there are prophecy videos on there. You just have to find them. They're under the prophecy playlist if you want to look for them there. Both. Well, I've been posting up. Oh, thank you for the super hearts, Erlene. I've been posting up on YouTube for as long as I can remember. Quite a while ago. When I started doing these, maybe not at first starting to do these periscopes, but then after I got started for a while, then I started posting them up there. And I thought I'd put them up there because people like to hear different things, you know. Sure, I get scoffers on my comments on my YouTube video. Believe it or not, I had to block one. He was a real scoffer, and you know, the thing he said was real mean and nasty. Well, I didn't even respond back to him. I just blocked him. So that's one good thing about it. We can block who we want. So. But anyway, I'm glad that you all come in. I'm going to have to get this in the freezer for a little bit. And I got to get my kitchen cleaned up. I got to get my dishes washed and stuff. But Well, this is supposed to be a vegan cheesecake. They call it a cheesecake, but I guess it's just a pumpkin pie, basically. But actually, I don't put any cheese in it. Basically, my cheesecake before had cashews in it. This does not, which is kind of odd. Maybe they decided not to use cashews with the pumpkin. I don't know, but anyway. I'm going to have to get this in the freezer because I got my dishes and stuff to do. I'm going to have to sit down for a little bit and rest because my back is hurting me. So I think I'll go for now. But I hope you all have a great and marvelous Thanksgiving. Stay safe. God bless. Take care and bye-bye.